There are several very common sports injuries that we see, especially in young athletes, also in older athletes, and these include a few. One of them is a contusion, which for those of you who don't know is essentially when you get a hard hit to a muscle in your body and there's some bruising around the muscle and within the muscle, and that can cause pain and limited function during your athletic activity. A second one is what we call a strain, which is when a muscle gets either stretched or partially tears or completely tears. That is called a strain. A sprain is an injury to a ligament. Ligaments are strong pieces of tissue that can be compared to strong pieces of rope that hold two strong bones together, usually that make up a joint. And when those get stretched out, that's called a sprain. And there are different levels of injury to ligaments. They can just stretch, they can partially tear, they can completely tear, in which case it would cause a joint to be unstable, meaning that the bones would move out of place. Another very common type of injury is tendinitis, and that can be due to repetitive overuse of a joint. So, for instance, in a golfer or a tennis player, there's something called tennis elbow or golfer's elbow. It can also happen in the shoulder joint around the rotator cuff. For those of you who don't know or aren't familiar with the rotator cuff, it's a family of 4 muscles that surround the shoulder joint and allow you to move your arm in space. And when you overuse those muscles, where the tendons connect to the bone, that can get inflamed and cause pain and dysfunction as well. In children, there can be areas around joints that can become inflamed. Children have growth plates, and when those areas around the growth plate become inflamed, that can also cause pain. That commonly happens in the elbow. In young baseball pitchers, that's referred to as Little League elbow. That can happen around the knee. Commonly, that's called Osgood-Schlatter's disease, and it can also happen in the heel bone of the foot. Among these injuries, there are about 7 million sports-related injuries that occur every year, and about half of those we know occur between the ages of 5 and 24 years old. For any athlete who steps onto the field, accidents can happen, and no doubt that's what you accept as an athlete when you step on the field, that something can happen. No matter how well you prepare, you can sustain an injury.